Hello, good people. This is I, Kenny, with lots of growth. Yeah, I was just checking my mic levels there. We're doing good. Today is Monday. I'm doing a very late weekly reflection. I'm doing it just to dot the I's, cross the T's, button the shirt, and put to bed what happened last week. It's a bit of a slumber, actually. Lack of slumber, you might say. So we're going to wrap up the week and then close this one so that we can get on with our Monday preparations. It's bright and early, 9 a.m. here on Monday in Malaysia. And we want to close up September with a good momentum so that we can carry it into October. This being the last week of September and the first week of October with NFP on Friday. So, what had happened? Zoom. All right, so we only had 2 trading days last week. It was rather simple. It was a Monday buy, Tuesday buy, and a loss. And then we skipped a couple of days from a lack of sleep. There was an incident on Tuesday which we dealt with, and then we didn't get ready for Wednesday, and then that carried over to Thursday and also Friday. But let me share with you what I did and what I had felt throughout the whole week. Because here I wrote Friday, pre-session done, called buy for the day, paper trades accurate for Asia and London. What I did right for the week, no execution when no pre-session. I took trading breaks automatically without FOMO. So that was the upside I felt throughout the week. It was also in yesterday's session with Coach that he said that resting is part of performance. Recovery is part of performance. And when we are aware of our ability or inability to perform, I did mention that I came to Wednesday and I just didn't have the energy to do my pre-session. That is a sign for us to take a break. You can see that I've got the weekend voice here. The voice after the weekend, that is. And we just dehydrated. And today, we're going to hydrate. So let me take a sip of water. So what did I do, which was a mistake? I lacked focus on proper sleep. I missed the morning pre-session. And the pre-session starts the night before. That was the one thing that I realized. And when I didn't power myself down the night before, that caused the next day to be out of sync. And another note I have here is one missed night should not disrupt other nights. You can see it here. And what's next? What is my commitment for this week? I'll need to do alternate day stretching. My body is getting really, really tight. I'm going for 2 runs this week. I didn't manage any last week. And I want to focus on my sleep prep and my pre-session prep. So just one last thing before we button up all the details from last week. We just want to have a look at how we executed and anticipated our actions. These were the trades, a profit, a loss. You net them all up and exclude commissions. We're still netting a small profit. So that was the sort of upside good news. Have we continued? Wednesday, we would have saw that the price completed the buy on Asia. And had we come in London, it would have been an easy seller. Same thing for Thursday. It was a buyer during Asia session. It tried to pump up and retrace to the high. But obviously the yellow MA was in the vicinity. And of course, Asia previous day was there. So a London seller was in place. So Thursday, Wednesday sellers, we marked that as missed trades. And then on Friday, it was a paper trade with Asia somewhere there. Asia was an early right to profit, and then London was a bit later. Both buyers for profit. So which leads me to think that it's primed to break out of last week's range, which was a Tuesday again. And we see that behavior again from here, right? It's a Tuesday, holding the range into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We're having the similar thing, except that now Monday is a bit closer to breaking. this one here from 2 weeks ago. It's slowed until the end of the day before it started breaking out. So we're not going to make the same mistake by having the wrong bias here. We're going to focus on the right actions and signals coming on our pre-session later after we close this session for the right trade. So that is a quick 5-minute reflection. What I want to remind myself is process over outcome. Another thing that I want to remind myself is reward yourself for the processes, even when it means taking a rest, even when it means not taking a trade. So I will see you guys in the pre-session.